Ignore my crazy ass hair, please and thank you. Hello and welcome back to my channel. A couple of weeks ago I have tested out the W7 Double Wear foundation and had a very interesting, like, festival-y, summery, trendy look. And that's what I'm going to film for you today. Since that video I have tried to film the video for you and I just didn't like the way it turned out. It just didn't look good. I wasn't happy with the footage, so I'm refilming it. I hope you enjoy and let's get on with the video. Today is going to be a combination of drugstore and high-end. I tend to, that's what I have in my collection. I test out whatever I can. Makeup is quite expensive, so you know, I can only test so much expensive stuff. However, the first thing I'm going to start with is actually quite expensive, and it is the Bobbi Brown Enriched face base. I've really been enjoying this because it keeps my face hydrated. If you don't know, it's a primer slash moisturizer, so it kind of works as a skincare product as well. I like this because it doesn't block my pores. As you'll know, a lot of primers block my pores, only the expensive ones don't. Any silicone based primer will break me out, and I really don't want to do that because I'm acne prone, so I have enough spots to deal with anyway. So to start with, I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown Enriched face base, which smells absolutely divine. The way you can save some money is by buying the small pot, because there's actually a lot of product in there. I have been using it loads and I haven't even made an indent in it. If you are using it as a skincare product, obviously it's going to run out a lot quicker than as you would if you were using it as a primer. So this isn't really like mattifying, perfecting, like pore perfecting or anything like that. It just simply keeps my skin hydrated throughout the day. For my foundation, I'm going to use kind of a classic now, and it is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation. It is one of the nicest looking full coverage foundations. I'm going to pump out 2 pumps first. I'm going to take about half a pump more so I can cover my cheeks a little bit better. I forgot how much I like this foundation. Favourite concealer, Collection Lasting Perfection, and this one is an extra fair to conceal my under eye. And as always, I'm going to prime with this as well. RCMA no colour powder to set my under eyes, and I'm using the wet sponge so I can really work it in. I'm also taking the tiniest bit of that powder to set my lids as well. For my bronzer slash contour today, I'm going to use the Nip+Fab bronzer palette, and I'm going to use the Cool Buff, which is the contour, but it's quite warm. I'm actually going to take a little bit and put it on my nose and on my cheeks. And because this is so warm toned, I'm going to take my Makeup Geek contour pan in Breakup. to highlight, because my eye makeup's going to be a little statement, I don't want the highlight to get lost, so I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm going to use Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm going to take Forever Young. Little bit goes a long way, so be careful. It's always better to build. And because I'm greedy with highlighter, I'm going to take some Kitty Cat as well. I'm going to redampen my sponge so I can blend the highlight in. This is something I really like doing because it really pushes that highlight into the skin. If you have texture, it helps the highlighter to go into those pores and, you know, don't emphasize the texture that you have. For the eyes, as always, I'm going to start with brows and I'm going to comb them through. And again, pretty much as always, I'm using an angled brush and a pomade to add a few more hair strokes on the tail of my brow. It's very important for this look for it not to be like a HD Instagram brow, because it will just look too neat, in my opinion, to the makeup look that we're doing on the eyes. Mimicking hair strokes and having that very bushy natural brow is perfect for this look. If you can hear the music from the outside, I do apologise, but I can't close the window because I will literally boil in here. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to use a few different single eyeshadows from Coastal Scents, NYX and Primark. Speaking of Primark, I'm taking a fluffy brush and dipping it into this pink. I forgot the name of it, but if I find out, I will list it down below. It's very gentle, peachy pink, and I'm putting that on the outside corner crease, and so like on the outer third of my eye, and I'm blending it up to the crease. As you can see, it's quite a pigmented pink. It's very nice. And once all of the pigment is gone from the brush, if it's not, just rub it off on the back of your hand. I'm blending it so it doesn't have an obvious seam. If I feel like I'm blending it too far up, I'm taking a clean blending brush on a flatter side of my brush. I'm taking NYX's Butterscotch, which is like a nice pukey yellow, and I'm putting that on my inner corner, on both lower lash line and my top lid, kind of blending it in ever so slightly. I'm taking my favourite orange, which is Bright Tangerine. By using a lot of it, you kind of almost give it a red effect. So I'm tapping off a lot and I'm putting it on my lower lash line. I've put the pigment on one side of the brush so it's easier to control the amount that I'm putting on. Obviously I want the most, as close to the lash line as I can, and then once there's not that much pigment on the brush, I'm using it to diffuse the colour. Again, if you feel like you've put too much, you can use a clean brush. Ta-da! And now, probably my favourite part, which is the blue liner. I'm using an angled brush that was actually from a nail art set because it's very small, very thin, and that's what I want. So I'm going to give myself a wing. And I do like to have this blue liner quite intense, so I'm going to let this dry, do my other eye off of camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done my other eye and I have added another layer of the blue liner on both of the eyes. However, we are not done yet. I always like the inner corner highlight to be quite bright, so what I'm going to use today is Starlit powder in number 2. Looks white, but on the eyes it is a perfect dupe for Trophy Wife from Fenty Beauty. It already looks amazing, but I'm going to outline the blue liner to give this graphic look. It is quite hard, but take your time with it and you'll be fine. Getting quite loud outside, but I'm not surprised. The weather is beautiful. I'm going to let that dry completely so it doesn't transfer everywhere. I feel like this is such a cool look. I kind of wish the blue liner was a little bit thinner, but what can you do? It's a liner and you have to do it twice in this look. I'm going to curl my lashes and put some mascara on. I'm using Bad Girl Bang for my mascara today. I've also put a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes as well. You'll be glad to find out that the lips is probably the easiest part of this makeup, and it is using a lip balm that I'm going to work into my lips. You can always use a lip gloss, and now I'm using MAC Red to create an ombre, however going from the inside to the outside. And that's everything. Tell me what you think. I would love to hear your opinion on this. I think it's quite a cool festival look if you don't want to use glitter, and I completely understand that because that will stay with you for like 8 years. Once you use glitter, you will find it in your hair, in your clothes, and you will not get rid of it for ages. So if you want a festival, trendy, fashionable, colourful festival look, or just on an everyday basis you want to look pretty interesting, this is quite a nice option without glitter. Love it. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please give me a comment, give me a like, and please subscribe. I would love to have you, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.